In the heart of a quiet Igbo village, where the red earth baked under the sun and the wind carried the scent of palm wine and roasted yam, lived a young farmer named Nnadi. He was strong, tall, and broad-shouldered, his palms hardened by years of tilling soil that rarely yielded enough to feed him. But behind his proud walk there was a hunger. Not the hunger of the belly, though he knew that too, but a hunger of the soul. A hunger for wealth, for recognition, for more. Night after night, while others sang by the moonlight, Nnadi lay awake, staring at his thatched roof. He dreamed of barns overflowing with yams, wives with ankle beads clinking like bells, and titles that made men bow their heads when he walked past. But dreams are cheap, and the gods are not easily moved. One evening, after a long day of fruitless farming, Nnadi wandered into the forest. The sky had turned the color of burning coal, and the cicadas screamed like restless spirits. His feet carried him deeper and deeper past the familiar paths, until he stood before a place the elders had warned children never to enter, a grove thick with silence where even the birds refused to sing. There, half buried under roots and leaves, he saw it. An ancient shrine. The carved face of a forgotten deity, its eyes hollow, its mouth cracked as if from centuries of thirst. Nnadi's breath caught. He should have run. He should have remembered the stories whispered at night, that those who bargained with unseen spirits never returned the same. But greed does not run. Greed lingers. He knelt before the shrine, brushing away dust. "Whoever you are," he whispered, "if you can give me wealth, I will give you anything you ask." The wind shifted. The air thickened. And then he heard it, a voice low and rumbling as if the earth itself had spoken. "Bring me your most precious possession, and I will open the doors of abundance." Nnadi staggered back, his heart racing. Was it madness? Or had the god truly spoken? He returned home shaken, but the words clung to him like smoke. "What is my most precious possession?" he muttered again and again. For days he searched his small hut. Was it the clay pot his mother had left him? The old raffia mat? His farming hoe? Then his eyes fell on something he had kept wrapped in cloth, hidden in the corner. It was his late father's staff, smooth, polished, the wood darkened by years of use. His father had been a wise man, respected in the council of elders. Before his death, he had placed the staff in Nnadi's hands, saying, "This is not just wood. This is your inheritance. Guard it well." Nnadi remembered those words. He remembered the weight of them. But as he held the staff now, he also saw something else. A farm full of yams. Herds of cattle. Servants bowing. His name sung across the land. That night, while the village slept, Nnadi crept back to the forest. The moon was a silver eye in the sky, watching, judging. His footsteps quickened as he approached the shrine. He raised the staff. His hands trembled. For a moment he hesitated, his father's voice echoing in his ears. But the voice of greed was louder. He laid the staff at the shrine. The ground shook. The trees groaned. The face of the deity seemed to twist into a smile. "It is done," the voice boomed. First nothing happened. Silence. Darkness. The forest as still as a grave. Then as Nnadi turned to leave, he heard it, the rustle of yams bursting from the earth in his farm far away. The bleating of goats multiplying in his pen. The sound of cowries spilling like rain onto his floor. By the time he returned to the village at dawn, his compound had transformed. Barns were filled. Chickens and goats strutted about. Neighbors gawked, whispering, "Has Nnadi discovered a hidden treasure? Or has he summoned something darker?" And there stood Nnadi, tall and proud, smiling for the first time in years. He had given up his inheritance, but in return he had gained the world. What do you think? Did Nnadi make the right choice, or has he just traded his soul for wealth? If it were you, would you give up your family's inheritance for riches?